Good Saturday morning to you. Welcome into Weekend Recharge. I'm LaRosa.
And I'm Julie Martin in for Paul Goodlow today. Some very dangerous days ahead for the southern U.S. starting today.
Yeah, we have torcons of 5 and 6 already posted for tomorrow. We'll get you prepared in just a few minutes, but let's begin with winter storm.
Right, seeing Reynolds standing out there and all of that snow on April 1st. But this is no joke, folks. Here's a look at our system right now. And as Reynolds was mentioning, looking like some rain right now in Boston, but this is eventually going to be switching over to snow as we move throughout the day. Not a ton in terms of accumulation in the city itself, but as we head north of Boston and certainly back into Vermont and New Hampshire and Maine, we are looking at the snow piling up over the next several hours. So that winter storm warning in effect until 4 o'clock this afternoon for most of you here. We've got some high winds to deal with out on the Cape as well. So it's going to be a very blustery, raw day here in New England for sure to start off your April. Here's a look at 2 o'clock this afternoon. You'll see a lot of this switching over to snow. And then eventually as the day goes on and that low starts to pull away, we're going to watch this kind of be eaten away here. And all that blue starts to disappear off the screen by 8 o'clock tonight. Certainly looking like a much better picture. What's not a better picture? The severe weather setup over the next couple of days. Let's get it over now to Maria.
All right, Julie, thank you. Is this spring or what, where you have winter weather on one side and we're already watching another severe round shape up across the central U.S.?
Yes, and it's going to start today across parts of Texas and the southern plains. I think we'll see storm development begin at about, say, 6 or 7 o'clock tonight, right along a cold front and a dry line. Primary hazard this afternoon and evening would be, I would say, large hail and strong straight line winds. Same thing tonight. Everything shifts a little bit farther to the east, but tomorrow the story gets much more complicated.
All right, this has all our red flags up.
Yep.
This is what we're looking at, a torcon already for tomorrow, a 6 southeastern Texas, southeastern Louisiana.
And that number
southwestern Louisiana.
Yes, exactly right. So it's Louisiana and Texas, and that number could go up, we think, with some of the new data coming in showing you very powerful ingredients set us up for, I'd say, all kinds of thunderstorms with a chance for producing some tornadoes and maybe some big tornadoes as well. The parent circulation, the driver of all of it, is right there, Maria.
I mean, look at it. It is like a bowling ball in every way. It's round. It is slamming into an air mass that will be primed for big thunderstorms.
That's exactly right. The air mass that it's going to be able to use is going to be, by tomorrow, a very humid one. Look at some of these dew points in mid-70s. This is, I think, the highest, some of the highest dew points I've seen all season.
I think you're right. And at this point, you're wearing that air. It is so humid. So you think of this as fuel for showers and storms. There's plenty of that.
That's exactly right, because that moisture is really calculated in a quantity that we talk about as available energy, meaning the amount of energy the thunderstorms have to grow really tall and strong. So the buoyancy that they've got. Don't worry about the values so much. Just know that it is on the high end of the scale, meaning the updrafts and the thunderstorms that do form there will be very strong, and they'll be doing so in the presence of a lot of windiness aloft.
So you're starting to see that layer cake of severe weather, and they're all in this area. They're lining up in that spot.
Right, so those strong thunderstorms will be available to use that wind shear in a way that will allow them to rotate, be more likely to produce big hail, strong winds, and tornadoes as well, all across East Texas and Louisiana, certainly tomorrow and probably tomorrow night as well.
So we're likely seeing ongoing thunderstorms in this area tomorrow morning, continuing for the afternoon and evening.
And even, exactly right, Maria, and even farther to the east Sunday night, tomorrow night, the whole complex of storms may evolve into a pretty dangerous cluster of thunderstorms that has the high wind and tornado threat long after dark.
All right, we've got it into Monday. All right, we're going to dig deeper throughout the show. Dr. Post, temps will feel like into the 20s pretty much all day. So you see this the next 18 hours. No sun, and it's going to be cold, mid-30s basically, with those snow showers through at least the early part of the afternoon. And what a mess this radar looks like, right? You've got everything from rain offshore, and some of that's been heavy, seeing some areas of flooding. Meanwhile, in and around Boston, up towards Worcester, you've had freezing rain concerns last evening. So the winter weather is still hanging around. Concord, New Hampshire, we've seen some pretty impressive snow totals come out of Vermont, New Hampshire. You see that continuing through at least the early lunch hour, and then that will begin to taper off, but not before dropping maybe 4 or 5 inches of snow as we continue to add it to what already has fallen. So pretty impressive. Portland, Maine, average last 1 inch of snowfall March 27th. You still have another 3 to 5 inches of snowfall to come. What a winter for Portland, now spring, but you could not contrast it more than with this shot.
It's like a cruel joke, right? It is April 1st. A lot of people going on spring break, and if you do want to get out to the beaches, This is a look at Panama City right now. Doesn't it look beautiful out there? We have got perfect weather here along the Florida Panhandle for spring break right now. Sunny skies, highs in the low 80s, but your work week, yeah, it's going to be getting off to a bit of a stormy start. So let's enjoy it today. By Monday, we could be looking at a really different story. But for now, temperatures looking really nice. Atlanta, 55 for you, 60 in Jackson, 67 in New Orleans. And we're going to be getting up there throughout the day today. Those 70s and 80s popping up on the map. As we track this out, you can see plenty of sunshine available here. We'll see 87 in Tampa, 76 here in Atlanta. Your average high is only 69, so well above average for you. Above average temps all the way over to New Orleans as well, where of course we're going to be watching for later on that severe weather. But one of the things that the rain could do as it comes in is actually help knock down some of the pollen counts here across the southeast, which are really high right now, stretching all the way from the Carolinas through Atlanta and Little Rock. This is tree pollen where you see the red on the map, and a lot of folks just sniffling and sneezing their way through the last week, and it's still sticking around. For more on trees, let's toss it over now to Maria.
Step you through the rest of the day today and into the rest of the weekend. So you have some sun and clouds, Chicago, Minneapolis, Marquette, overcast Cincinnati and Indianapolis, as well as Des Moines and Kansas City, as well as St. Louis. And you see it's cool. 30s and 40s right now. By the time we get into the afternoon, you see a little bit more in the breakup of some of that overcast. So you may get some sunshine in there. Indianapolis, 56 for the high. Chicago, a nice April 1st, 57 for you. 62 and bright sunshine there in Minneapolis. I think you're winning the day. That is an excellent forecast. Very comfortable. All right, tomorrow, this is where we see some of the rain begin to move in. So Minneapolis, watch for those showers. Omaha as well. Into St. Louis, not quite in Cincinnati, so you'll get by with some sunshine. Cincinnati, 67 degrees for your Sunday. Then Monday rolls around. It'll be tough to find a spot that isn't going to see at least a chance for some showers. From Minneapolis to St. Louis, that chance of storms too. Cincinnati on up into Chicago. It looks like drying out a little bit. Omaha 65 and some sun and clouds, but notice cool, breezy rain here for Rapid City. 48 degrees for you. That's it. And you can see that rain, no blue, going all the way up to the UP of Michigan. So warm enough for rain all the way.
A lot of rain, maybe some severe weather as well. We want to get you out ahead of that, get you set up to have a plan in place. These are the ingredients coming together Monday. This is that system that we've been talking about that is going to be rolling through places like Texas and Louisiana. Well, on Monday, it continues to push eastward. Now our severe weather threat actually shifting a little bit, including some of the big cities of Birmingham and Atlanta, all the way down into the Florida Panhandle as well. And we're talking about the possibility of tornadoes here on our Torcon scale, a 5. For southeast Mississippi and southern Alabama. So about a 50% chance of a tornado there for you in 50 miles. Same goes for you in southwest Georgia. And then as we head into northern Mississippi and northern Alabama, it lowers just a little bit to a 3 on our Torcon scale. Nonetheless, a couple of dangerous days ahead. Lots of rainfall likely to fall with this particular storm system as well. That's actually some good news if we want to look at the silver lining in all of this in terms of the drought we're still dealing with here across the southeast. Some portions of North Georgia still actually even in an extreme drought. So that is not going to be hurting. But what could be hurting, Maria, of course, is the fact that we have this potential for what could be some very dangerous days ahead here in the south.
And that's the key, right? Days. So it's days. Tonight, tomorrow, even on into Monday will be a very active day weather-wise next few days, including that threat for tornadoes.
That's right. Mark Elliott shows us the do's and don'ts when looking for the safest place in your home during a tornado.
All right, just about 6 minutes for the top of the hour, and we're talking about that severe threat and really focusing on what may be unfolding tomorrow, and specifically the cities involved, but also the timing. And we do want to touch on, though, first, real quickly, severe thunderstorm warning that we have.
That's right. This one just popped up here near Dodge City, and the storm moving off to the north-northeast around 50, so it's trucking along here and already producing some hail as well.
Yeah, we've got ping pong ball size hail, a lot of lightning already, and some heavy rainfall, and that is for Clark County, Ford County, and Meade County in Kansas. So some of those cities in the warned area, Appleton, Fowler, and Mineola. This is out until 9:30 Central Time.
All right, so we're starting to get things going here, but we have just days of severe weather that we really need to start preparing for. Taking a closer look at this one, there you see a little bit of that hail showing up there in the south quadrant of that. But we want to take out now to the bigger picture here. Those storms really just starting to get things going a little bit, but we've got some bigger things to worry about.
I think it's a sign too sometimes when you have that early start to some of these powerful thunderstorms. We do think that some of the bigger ones we're expecting today, sort of that magic hour, that 5-6 p.m. time frame, and you see it Abilene up to Oklahoma City and some of those showers and thunderstorms out ahead of it. Big hail a possibility, damaging wind gusts, heavy rainfall.
Yeah, absolutely. And we are, of course, concerned about tornadoes and hail and damaging winds. Straight line winds, you know, can't overstate that enough. Can be just as dangerous. So we are looking at some of those damaging winds here where you see the lighter blue here in places like Texas up to Oklahoma City, Dallas right on the edge of this as well. And this is just for today, but we've got a ways to go in terms of that severe.
All right, so think of it continuing from today, tonight, and then tomorrow, where this area in particular, we're concerned about that tornado risk. It's Houston, it's Dallas, over to San Antonio, but also into Baton Rouge and Shreveport.
That's right, the red zone as we call it, and we're going to see that continue Sunday night into Monday as well as the system pushes east.